Oh, having an opportunity again to stroll one of the most beautiful places in the world here. Early morning before the visitors come out at Waimea Valley. And, being out here and relaxing and enjoying got me to thinking about, funny enough, recovering from a broken heart. How we put this together in this beautiful valley and talk about a subject matter like that. I know that sounds kind of odd, but I was just kind of reflecting on a couple of the broken hearts I've had. Now, I know that a lot of people, when they think about the broken hearts they've had, it's usually 90% about relationships. That first heartbreak, or the time you were not treated well, maybe you were lied to, cheated on, your life dreams get kicked out the door because of something that maybe you didn't have control over. And in most cases, I think the person that has the true heartbreak is the one that experiences the other end of somebody else's decisions, albeit caught cheating or falling out of love, a myriad of reasons. As you get older, though, the thing about a broken heart could also be intertwined with loss for somebody else, in the sense that you have a broken heart that somebody that's close to you or loves you or near and dear may have been going through something very intense, and you have a broken heart for that situation. I think you get what that means, yeah? Of course, broken heart for loss, which would be, somebody passing away. But there's that one saying that time heals all wounds, and being in my early 60s and having recollection of some of my earlier broken hearts, of course, having to do with relationships. Time doesn't heal all wounds. What it does is it gives you time to reflect on decisions, accept what happened. I think in hindsight, when you think about a broken heart and time heals all wounds, you do forget about things as life moves on. The first few months, maybe even a couple years after a tough breakup, you're thinking about it, and it's heartbreaking. And especially if it jolts your life in a way where it changes your relationship with friends that you both had or something, There's a little bit of long sting in that one, but what I will say about getting over a broken heart is that it's a journey. It's a journey that'll take you through some crying, sleepless nights, until you process it. There is no pill that you take to get over a broken heart. That physical pain that I felt a couple times when I had a broken heart over relationships, you wish, is there a pill I can take? Is there something? And then, well, you can drink, you can do drugs, okay. But we all know where that leads. There is no one-size-fits-all repair of a broken heart. But what there is growth through wisdom on how you get over intense things that happen in your life. And if you don't get over them, when it rises up in your conscious or your subconscious, you can look at it, allow it to be present for a moment, and then excuse it. That's how I do it. The weirdest broken heart I've ever had was not necessarily the loss of the individual, but when I was 40, I went through a breakup that actually physically debilitated me. Couldn't sleep, ball up on the ground crying. And but the real heartbreak for me on that particular journey That experience was saying, oh my God, I'm 40 years old and I still haven't gotten it right. You know, I've still not found that particular woman that will be a lifelong partner, and maybe kids and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, oh my God, how many of these breakups can I go through already? You know, what's wrong with me? Why do I keep choosing the same person? You know, but through it all, here I am at my early 60s. And I think back at the time when I thought the pain was insufferable, gnarly. And will I ever get to the other end of this? And the only thing I could say on that subject matter when it's phrased that way is yes, you will get to the other end of it. But that one size fits all, time heals all wounds, I'm going to have to lean in hard against that and say more like time gives you the opportunity to gain wisdom about the things that have happened in your life so that you can realign it in your day-to-day so that when that painful issue comes up, then you know where to put it. And you look at it as a life lesson and you're able to move on with your day. You know, some of it does give lifelong scarring, if you would. You know, sometimes you're made to feel that you weren't good enough, or you're not pretty enough, or you're not this enough, or money enough, or enough of anything, because you may lay the blame on the failure on something that you did wrong, when in truth, like I said, a very high percentage of the people that go through the breakup, the other person is the one that, you know, called the shot. You know, and this is non-gender. I'm not saying more women break up with men, men breaking up with women. I'm just saying. And a lot of times some of the stinging pain that lasts for a long time is it does do something. Hey, it did something to my own psyche way back in the day. And, you know, and now on the internet, more so than ever, there's all these huge conversations, especially on TikTok, about, you know, where are all the good men? What's happened to them? Why don't they? How come that, you know, all these women are, you know, barking about, you know, where, and I'm like, whoa, I'm glad I'm old now and I'm out of that conversation, because that's a whole different conversation I could whip ass on. But there are, I have to say as a man, a lot of men that, like women, have gone through a lot of unique things in relationships. And, you know, sometimes sitting in your man cave and wake up and do your job and you got your friends, and that is a satisfactory life. I know that. And you know, I could probably save that for a whole different video. But, you know, being that this is the Positive Wave Writer channel, what I can tell you about the broken heart that you might be experiencing right now. Time does not heal all, but time does give you the strength and the wisdom to be able to work through it. And your days will go on, and you will find happiness, and you will find laughter, and you will find joy, and you probably will find another partner, and maybe another one after that, and another one after that, and another one after that. Yeah. Endless sea of possibilities. As long as you don't hold yourself hostage and let that kind of stuff rent space in your head, you can move forward. So thank you for indulging me on this stream of consciousness while I walked around here, this beautiful place. This is my favorite, one of my favorite places here in the valley. It's called Upper Meadow. And let me see if I come over here. You kind of took a walk with me. Here's the, you may not be able to see it, but down there is the waterfall. This camera is not really super good at the big zoom stuff, and not the waterfall, I mean, this is the river. The waterfall's upstream. And you probably can't hear the water because I'm using a lav mic. But Yeah, all to my head today. You guys have an amazing, epic day, and don't forget to count all the wins, because that's the one thing we have the power to do. Take care. All right.